Hey, everybody. If you are listening to this episode right now from episode 2, that doesn't work?
No, I don't like that.
Okay. It's not forced. I was saying.
You look so good this episode. Wow.
You look good every episode.
This lighting is different from the last one.
What are we doing? You fucking us up again. You fucking up my rhythm. Oh, my Lord. Oh, God.
I can't be a sex kitten if my glasses are smudged. Meow. What? I set me up, bitch ass nigga.
This nigga ugly trying to not to be ugly.
I'm beautiful. I will fuck you up in this bitch. You've really been trying me lately.
Oh, I've been trying you. This is a perfect time to talk about what we need to talk about today. Like this. Welcome back, everyone. This is another episode of Love Like This. If you listened to an episode before this, then that means that we have fired our audio person. We tried to get Luna to do the audio engineering. She completely fucked it up, and that's why the episode sounds like it does. But it's okay. She's out of here. We got somebody new. If you're listening to this episode for the first time, welcome to Love Like This. I am Orlando Roye. This is my girl over here, Milah. She is so beautiful. And if you're listening to
I'm your fiance. If you listen to the other episode, you know that this nigga has been referring to an ex-bitch of 5 years as an ex-fiance who never had a ring. You're going to just disrespect me and call me a girlfriend?
Sorry.
You're going to minimize me to a girlfriend? I'm 35 years fucking old. Do I look like a fucking girlfriend to you?
And if you've made it to episode 50, 100, or 150, that means that me and Milah have made it that far. Wow. I am Orlando Roye, a.k.a. Orlando, a.k.a. the Big Dick Bad Bitch. And sitting next to me is my beautiful fiance.
I don't even like that word anymore. I heard you use it for this bitch so often. I don't even need to find a new word.
What do you want to be?
Wife to be. I don't know. I don't fucking like fiance.
This is my WTB right here. My WTB right here, Milah. Milah, please say hi to the people.
Hi.
Oh, now you want to be calm and nice.
I'm always calm and nice, nigga. I gotta stop saying nigga. I'm gonna scare away the whites.
The whites? Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. Well, that's your prerogative. You got anything you want to get off your chest? Anything you want to say to the people?
No, I just want a proper introduction. Hi, I am Jamila Mapp, also known as Milah Mapp. I am accompanied here with my partner.
Oh, no, I'm just your partner. Let's use the queer positive words.
I'm also, you can also find me in the streets under the Pleasure Priestess.
Oh, yeah, we're pushing that.
Mother Milah.
Let's talk about it.
Sexologist, tantrica, author, podcast expert, sex kitten, meow, and hoochie mom.
That was good.
Now we can start.
Okay.
I want you to add some glittery sound effects there, like
bling,
yeah,
bling.
Yeah, like when you turn the page in a fairy tale,
like a bling.
Something more sparkly than that, but you.
Bling, 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 pachangles.
Okay, enough.
Sex kitten. Like that?
Maybe.
We got to work on our drops and stuff like that, but we're going to get all the way there. We've done something interesting lately.
What's that?
We overcame a very big fight. But what's different about this is we didn't necessarily overcome it. I did a lot of yelling, and you had to stay calm and bring us to the peaceful side of it.
Accurate.
Yeah. I can admit that I did a lot of yelling.
You did.
I can admit I was out of control.
Yeah, I don't know if the yelling got us to any new place. I think maybe that's what you needed.
Yeah, I had to get that off my chest. You know what I've realized since I've done therapy, because I'm not currently actively in therapy right now, that there's a certain feeling that I get in my body, and I know for a fact if I have that feeling, I have to say something, or I have to let it out, because it's a feeling that I've had before, and when I didn't speak or say how I felt, how I was feeling at the time, that feeling would eat me up inside, and that feeling would like make me feel discomfort like going forward. So now I know when I feel that, now I gotta say something, or I gotta express how I feel.
It would be nice for you to just express how you feel in the first like 24 hours. I don't really need you to wait 48 hours to then become expressive. When I invite you to share how you feel or you're feeling that way, I would really encourage you to do it.
Is that really fair though?
To me, yeah. Express how you feel, get it out of the way, don't drag it on. I want to just preface this conversation because nobody knows what the fuck we're talking about. With if you're just joining us, I don't know where we're at in the journey. We are just pushing record, but this Lovecast is specifically for people who are in relationships, but maybe you're not in a relationship. Maybe you're working towards a relationship that's long term. But the whole mission of this podcast is really so that we, as humans and as adults, can kind of figure out what the fuck are we doing. There's so much emphasis on finding your person and living happily ever. There's not a lot of why are you holding up the notes that I wrote?
Like a teleprompter.
It's not good. I can see you. There's not a lot of direction on how to maintain a healthy, sexy, romantic Eros love.
Can I read what you wrote? Because I thought what you wrote was so great.
Sure.
All right, you ready? This is Milah's words, right? I'm Milah. Hello, everyone. I'm Milah Mapp, sex kitten, tantric. What was it? Practitioner. I'm not a sex kitchen. Sorry. Sex kitchen sounds wild. I'm Milah Mapp, sex kitten and tantric practitioner, and I wrote the following words as is. The theme of this Lovecast is that we are lucky enough to find each other because we chose to show up authentically and honest. However, like many of us, neither of us had the opportunity to witness or learn how to show up in a healthy love, so that this cast is a quest to discovering how to stay in a love like this, or how to preserve a love like this for a lifetime. Join us on the journey as we ask experts, interview couples, and show up honestly every week to dive into how to healthy love. A how to for healthy love.
Yes. So back to this story that arose between us.
Okay, well, let's talk about why you pissed me off, right? From my perspective.
Okay.
Or do you want to start from your perspective of the day?
I don't care whose perspective we start.
All right, well, so we'll start from my perspective because, there's always three sides to the story. My side is Milah goes out with a friend, right? And then she links up with another friend afterwards because they were going to get drinks because they haven't seen each other a while. Friend A, Milah meets for food. Group dinner?
There was no itinerary. We met at a restaurant.
All right. Friend A, you met at a restaurant.
I had drinks instead.
Cool. For the listeners, just to get them on track.
I went to go meet up with some friends for drinks. I had 2 drinks. I then met up with another friend.
Now you want to talk your part.
At a second location to have additional drinks. Mm-hmm. The intention and the plan was to eat during these multiple stops. However, I don't know if you drink, you know that sometimes once you start drinking, you get less hungry. So I forgot to eat, but I did not forget to drink.
Okay, cool. So now Milah's out on this extravaganza around the town gallivanting and shit.
I don't know if it's an extravaganza, nor do I know if I was gallivanting. I looked good.
She looked good.
I looked good, so let's start there.
So Milah tells me, hey, come on out. I'm at the office working. Milah's like, hey, come on out. Meet me at this spot. I'm like, all right, cool.
What time was that?
What time did I get you? 7, 8? I don't know.
You picked me up at 7?
I don't know what time I picked you up, but it was evening time that I picked you up. It wasn't too late.
I was hoping it was later than that. God damn.
Yeah, you were wilding. So anyway, the point is, what was I doing? What was I saying? I get told by Milah to come meet her at this spot. I said, all right, boom. I'm gonna pull up to the spot. I get to the spot. I call Milah.
Once.
There's no answer. Now, in Milah fashion, if you really know Jamila Map, then you will know that her phone is constantly on silent. I'm taking into consideration that we are going out. She has gone out. She's at a party. I'm calling her. She's not answering. So now my next step is to try and get into this party.
You knew where I was at.
But I knew you were at.
You were supposed to meet me.
Yeah, I was supposed to meet you there.
The last time you spoke to me, you said, I'm going to meet you up there. I'm like, come have a drink.
Sure.
How many hours after we spoke did you show up?
I don't know, babe. Like maybe an hour. An hour. Yeah.
Okay.
So now, 45 minutes to an hour. So now, Milah's not answering. Cool. I get upstairs, and I'm trying to weave through the party, looking for my 5-foot queen. And I see her friend. Hey, what's going on, friend? How are you? Where's my woman? Right? She points over to a direction, right? And as I look over to the direction, Milah is laying on what do you call those long love seats? By like
a daybed.
A daybed. Boom. Milah is laying down on a daybed, right? So I kind of see my 5-foot queen laying down on a daybed. So I maneuver my way through the peoples, right? And I look over my 5-foot queen laying down. She's in a what's that? A skirt? Long skirt?
Yeah.
Long skirt that's only tied by hand.
A sarong skirt.
A sarong skirt.
It's a long skirt that's tied.
And was the top tied? Was that a sarong top also?
No, it was just a tied shirt, like kind of like this one.
Yeah, kind of. If you're watching on YouTube, which we're going to create the YouTube so you can watch on YouTube.
That's my look.
That's Milah's look, right? Double tied shirt, cleavage out, crop top fashion with a sarong hand tied by Jamila Map's hand. Correct?
Yeah.
Cool. My queen is laying there.
I also wear my ears.
She also had her ears on. My queen is laying there on her back with her phone in her hand, just face up.
Just gently taking a nap with my eyes closed.
And just laying there with her eyes closed, right?
Can we just pause right there?
Sure, go.
I just like to pause right there. Mm-hmm. So just to disclose full transparency, as you heard, I did go out. I cleaned the house before I went. I had plans to go meet some friends. I drank. I did forget to eat. So by this point, when Orlando, we spoke, I remember speaking to him. He's going to come pick me up. He's going to come have a drink before we pick me up. I invited him to do this. So by the time he gets there, I do not recall. I don't have a heavy recollection of this point.
Okay.
However, so I don't have a heavy recollection of this point. Mm-hmm. Orlando comes to get me.
Whoa.
I'm not done.
Okay.
You see how he just described that portion of the story that I was laying on a day bed, my eyes were closed for 48 hours. He hasn't for 48 hours.
No. Wait. Not there. We are not there.
I just need to bring attention to me laying down.
Okay.
When he finally speaks to me, I say, maybe you should fill me in because I'm a little bit.
Can we recollect the story?
No, I just want to say one part. This nigga tells me. This nigga tells me, I found you laying down in the party. This is what he tells me. I found you laying down in the party with your clothes falling off. This is what this nigga tells me. So I say, wait, can we go back up? What do you mean you found me laying down in the party?
No, I didn't say
me,
hold on.
That implies I'm on the floor.
No, I never said that.
You don't say shit.
I said I got to the party. I found you laying on some bed, and
babe.
I crawled over to you. And
babe, you said I found you laying in the party. It really wasn't until I had to really talk to Erica, and she's like, "Well, there's day beds there," and I was like, "Well, that sounds." Like, that makes more sense that I was laying in a day bed.
I'm glad
not just laying on a
this is going to go back into how listening is very important when having a conversation about recollecting. Because I definitely said to you that I walked into the party. You were laying down on some I don't know what the fuck to call it. You were laying down on something, and I crawled over to you, and I told you get up. When I got you up off the bed and you were standing, you were stammering. You couldn't speak properly. You were stumbling. You couldn't stand properly. And then your clothes was, your shirt was like coming apart. That's what I said. Now back to my story. My queen is laying down on this bed. My queen is laying on this bed, right? Phone face up. So I'm trying to all right. stand up. Like, you're just laying here because when she was, I got over
people
to her.
Around me?
Yeah, everybody just around you, just regular, right? So I'm like,
sounds pretty
normal.
Yeah,
sounds pretty.
It just seems like okay. Everyone's like, she's taking a nap.
She's taking a nap. And that's what I thought. So when I'm speaking to you and you're stumbling, like with your words, and you're probably
because I just
you're stammering,
was dramatically woken up from a nap.
Can I dramatically? I should. Dramatically woken up. I literally put my hand on you very softly, and you open
like Sleeping Beauty. Did you do that though?
You're pushing it.
I just want to know because
I did kiss. I did.
If I approached my sleeping queen on a daybed on a rooftop in Hollywood,
I'm glad you find this funny.
I would kiss her.
Okay.
Did you kiss me like Sleeping Beauty, or did you say, "What's that? Why didn't you answer my phone call?"
No, I didn't do that. I actually was very nice. I was very soft. I was very kind. I put my hand on top of yours, and I said, "Hey." And then you open your eyes. You weren't really.
I was probably like, "Oh, you're here." I go,
no, you were stammering.
I was intoxicated.
You were stammering. So anyway, I realized that you're not really speaking English.
Are you trying to make me look bad?
I realized that you're not really speaking English, and I say, "Hey, come stand up."
I'm a fucking professional. Are you trying to shit on me?
So then you stand up, and you're stumbling now, and I'm like, "Oh, you're fucked up."
I'd also like to preface this with I was wearing 6-inch platform heel Giuseppe's.
So what were you wearing while you couldn't speak properly?
Okay, you said I couldn't speak, but then you later told me that I told you I had a black purse, and I actually had a pink purse, which implies that I could speak because I was communicative enough to tell you I have a black purse, even though it was actually pink. But I wore a black purse the night before, so that is honestly why I could have honestly made that mistake. I did. I wore a black purse the day before. That
has nothing to do with tonight. So the fact that you wore a black purse the day before and you couldn't remember what purse you walked into this party with does not help.
What color purse they wear all the time. Hey, that's what you're not going to do, motherfucker. That's what you're not going to do.
Women get drunk and become stupid. It's true. But we're talking about women right now.
No, we're not talking about women. We're talking about the fuck me.
All right, we're talking about you.
Take back your bitch ass generalization.
All right, fine. You're an idiot when you get drunk.
Okay.
So,
wait. I just want to say one more thing. This is going to be the most annoying thing for people to listen to. I just want to also ask you honestly.
Yeah.
In the last 3 years of our relationship, how many times have you seen me so intoxicated that I can't talk, even though I told you what color my purse was, or I can't walk?
You're not letting me finish, because so now you're adding on things.
No, you are saying women get drunk like this all the time.
Of course, that's a
I get drunk like this all the time.
No, you don't. So I never said you get drunk like this all the time.
You need to paint the picture accurately.
Okay, so let me paint the picture accurately, right? You get up and you're stumbling. Your words aren't, your sentences aren't clear, and now your shirt is coming apart, right? So now I'm helping you put together.
Is my shirt coming apart?
Stop interrupting the story. I'm helping you put together back to your shirt, right? So now I'm just like, okay, we need to leave. I'm taking you home because you're obviously drunk past the point of having fun. No, I walked in and got you.
Okay.
So now I'm like, where's your purse? For something, I didn't know you walked in with a purse. Something in me told me you came with a purse, right?
Of course I did.
So now you're like, so you go, black purse. And I'm like, okay, so you have a black purse. Where is it? And so now after that, for a good 2 to 3 minutes, you're like,
okay, 2 to 3 minutes.
So now some girl comes over.
I want to be clear. You're like, hey, where's your purse? And then I said,
black purse. Black purse.
I fucking lie.
How am I lying?
How do you say? I didn't say black purse.
You're like, black purse. I'm like, all right, so you got a black purse with you. So I'm like, all right, cool. Some lady comes over and is just like, oh, she was over there somewhere, so maybe her purse is over there, because they see me going back and forth, stumbling with you, trying to find this fucking purse.
Not some nice lady. I think it's somewhere that way.
She was standing over there. I saw her standing over there. Maybe it's over there. So anyway, your friend goes, oh no, she had a pink purse or some shit like that, and she points to it, and it's like somewhere where they weren't.
It was under the bar on the hook.
Yes, but the thing about it is they were in like the middle of the bar, and your purse was at the corner of the bar.
I now can see where my purse was, and I know how far they were, and I don't think it was that far.
Okay, you don't think that. I saw it with sober eyes where it was, but we're just gonna. That's not important right now, right? So we get your purse, right? Your friend is right next to us when we get your purse, and you take her drink. Now, what I see is a clear plastic cup with ice and clearness inside the cup. I'm thinking it's water. Mm-hmm.
I probably thought the same thing.
No, you didn't. You took it.
So I can't talk, but I know. I telepathically know what's in her cup. Your sober ass knew it was. Thought it was
no.
water,
I didn't. We didn't know. None of us. I didn't know what it was. What I'm saying is, I assumed. No, I don't know if you know. I assumed it was water. You took it and just started drinking it, right? And give it back and go. You take this shit, give it and go. So I'm like, okay. So I'm saying bye to her, and we're about to walk out.
Did you meet her boyfriend?
I saw who her boyfriend was. I was so fucking annoyed I didn't get to meet the nigga.
I think we both got equally snatched up in the bar.
Yo,
you know,
so,
when you finally told me this story, I just felt like I was like, he's probably embarrassed me, like my dad picking me up at a high school party.
That's what it felt like. I was like, this fucking.
So you already had that energy.
No, I didn't. I actually had the energy of like, it's cool. Even though you didn't answer your phone. And usually that's something that annoys me. I wasn't even annoyed by that. I'm like, she's up there. She's probably like seeing her friend or whatever. I can just actually walk in. I know where to go. The person, whoever downstairs, directed me, and it's gonna be cool.
Yeah, the DJ was great.
So when I get there, shut up, nigga. This nigga's annoying.
The DJ was really
So when
good.
I get there and like you're fucked up, it's just like,
was the music good when you got there?
Shut the fuck up. So when I get there and I see that you're fucked up, I'm like, all right, I got to get her out of here because she's obviously too drunk. Now, I'm saying bye to your friend and you grab her cup again and you start drinking it again. And I'm like, hold up. And I take her cup and I start smelling it and it's nothing but fucking tequila. And I'm like, how are you so drunk that you're actually reaching for more drinks? It's time to fucking go. So now we're trying to walk out. Of course, Stumbelina over here is stumbling, right? And now her dress is like coming apart, and it's like a whole thing trying to put together her dress, her long swan.
So much to say.
So now we're walking, stumbling. She's like, what are you stumbling? Like your words aren't fucking clear. We get in the elevator, and she's just saying a bunch of like things that just don't make no sense.
Can you put together one sentence? What did I say?
And then,
that's
what are you
a lie.
Talking? I'm like, babe, you gotta chill, right? It's like you're saying it, but your sentences aren't fully coming together. So now we get in the elevator, and it's two older women in the elevator, right? Me and Junkie over here, right? Stumble in the elevator, and all I can think about is like these older church women. So I'm like,
black ladies?
Yeah, black women.
Oh,
so
no.
I'm trying to tell you before we get
turned up like the drunken white bitch.
Turn the fuck up. So I'm trying to tell you, like, hey, just keep it down. Like you told, just keep it down. We get in the elevator. Why you keep telling me? Shh. Why you keep saying? Shh.
Fuck these ladies. It's Sunday.
Nigga, so we finally stumble till we get to the car, park in the street, found parking close enough, thank God. And I've opened the car door and I sit you inside the car, right? I put you like get your feet in and I leave the door open so you can close it. I walk to the other side, Milah's back outside the car, half ass cheek on the edge of the car, half ass cheek out, and she's peeing.
I had to pee.
She's peeing right on the street.
I know exactly what's happening. Not because I remember, because I know my own tactics.
So now we get home. I'm already annoyed because I had to like get drunky out here and have a whole escape mission.
I'm drunk and he's not.
Of course, but this is the usual. You're drunk, I'm not.
This
She's
is
just
not
gonna go
usual.
to sleep.
Specify.
No.
Usual.
I mean usual, not usual as in this is what usually happens between us. I'm saying usual in the sense of when somebody is drunk and the other person is not. The other person that's not drunk is not having any fun.
So you can admit that you were triggered because
I was not triggered.
Sober.
I wasn't triggered by anything. I was annoyed, but I wasn't triggered. So now we get home. I was like, Milah, just go to bed because there is nothing I can do with you. By the time we get home, you're still stumbling. You took a nap in the car, sure. Got out, still stumbling. I was like, oh, she's fucked up.
I'm wearing big ass shoes that you've never experienced before.
Up. Because you wear these big ass shoes all the time, and all the times you never have a problem stumbling. Now first of all, you are I wear 6 inches. I don't give a fuck. I could work. Hoes don't fall. I didn't. Don't matter how you didn't fall, but you did stumble.
Okay. What did you say again?
You didn't fall, but you did stumble. Hoes don't fall. You're right.
Even in my drunken stupor, I never fall.
But you still never stumble unless you're fully fucked up drunk.
Okay, keep going.
Get home.
So we can get to my part.
Oh, I cannot wait. Get home. Milah, go to bed. Milah goes to bed. Go to sleep. Next day, we back at it again, right? Junkie over here is fucked up. Stumbelina right here is fucked up, hung over bad. What does the man of the house go do? I go get groceries. I wake up and do a nice stretch.
You bought some fruits.
I throw this whole microphone at you.
You didn't find no butter.
My nigga, I
asked for noodles.
You asked me to get noodles, right? I went out and got groceries. Stock back up the whole crib. I made you tea. Stop fucking interrupting me, motherfucker. I made you tea, right?
I asked you, I did.
Yeah, you asked me, I made you tea. You asked me to get noodles on top of the grocery list. On top of that, I actually fucking already left the fucking the supermarket and had to go to another one and get you your fucking noodles. Don't interrupt me.
But don't forget the first part. I tried to cuddle him in the morning and he said, "You smell like liquor."
You smell like liquor, my nigga. So what are you talking about? You sound like sound like the homeless man that be around fucking Skid Row.
At that point, I was like, "He must be." I don't remember much from last night, but he's obviously mad.
No, I wasn't mad. I was just like, I know you're hung over. I know there's nothing I can do with you. You're gonna want to stay in bed all day. I'm not hung over. I want to get up. So I got up, did a bunch of shit. Anyway, I made you tea, got you the noodles you want, and then even after all of that, you come home and I even peeled you a motherfucking citrus orange just so you can have you can feel better. Yeah, all right. Watch when your ass is drunk again. Don't ask me for shit. Anyway, this is where
don't talk to me like that.
This is where the story peaks. I think it's fucking funny. Me and Milah are in the living room, right? And who you on the phone with?
The gas company.
She's trying to get on the phone with the gas company. She's on hold. Somebody calls her and is like, "Hey, what's going on?" It's Ron. Milah's like, "Oh, Ron, blah, blah, blah's friend." Da-da-da-da. Yeah, he was like, "Ron, blah, blah, blah's friend." He was like, "Nah, Ron, you gave me a number." He was like, "Which Ron is this?" Da-da-da-da. She's like, "Which Ron is this?" He goes, "Ron, you gave me your number last night."
From the bar.
Milah goes, "Hold on one second. I'm on the line with the gas company. I'm going to call you back." And switches over to the gas company. Milah switches over to an automated waiting elevator noise. And she just sits there, right? Guess who fucking calls me? The gas company. Saying that they're 10 minutes away. They're going to be there soon, right? So I was speaking to the gas person or whatever. I hang up. Milah goes, "Is that the gas company people?" And I'm like, "Yeah." So Milah, Milah hangs up on the automated mating shit, right? What'd you ask me after that?
They didn't call. I said, "Is he downstairs?"
Oh.
Is the gas company downstairs?
She goes, "Is the gas company downstairs? Is that them?" I go, "Milah, who the fuck is Ron?" She's like, "I don't know." All right. Wait about 5-10 minutes. She goes, "Is the gas company closed? Because I just want to know so I can change." Milah, who's Ron? "I don't know. I was drunk last night." All right. Wait about 5 more minutes. "Hey, are they closed?" "Who's closed, Milah?" "The gas company." "Milah, who's Ron?" "I don't know. I told you." Stop fucking telling me you were too fucking drunk. You got fucking drunk. You got fucked up. And you went out last night and you gave somebody your number because you were too fucked up. You're fucking playing with me and you're a fucking idiot. And that's what happened. And everything from that has been me yelling for a fucking day and a half. Now, would you like to tell your part?
I would like just to say that I don't get. First of all, I just want to be clear that I'm a supreme drinker.
What the fuck is a supreme drinker?
I am small, but I can handle a lot of liquor. Fun fact: body fat absorbs liquor first and fastest. So generally, a bigger person with a higher percentage of body fat. Shut the fuck up.
You like talking about nothing. No. So you love talking about nothing.
This podcast is not going to work if you don't listen to me.
Okay, go ahead.
Just for everyone's knowledge, if you're at a holiday party, you see a friend with a higher BMI. Is that what it is?
Body mass index, yeah. Fat
absorbs liquor quicker. So because I have very little fat on my body, I generally, because I'm small, I can drink a lot of liquor. On top of that, I have a long history of hospitality background. I worked in bars for years. I can mix liquor, I can drink, and I stay standing, and I stay pretty coherent, okay? This is just, I know this for a fact. Yes, I do forget and black out, but generally, I can black out, but nobody else around me will know I'm blacked out. Granted, I am 35 years fucking old. I have been drinking for fucking 17 years. Let's be real. So when Orlando doesn't speak, so when he says, I smell like liquor and doesn't want to cuddle me, I immediately know, okay, I'm in trouble. I don't really remember it happening, so I'm trying to recollect. I am hungover. I am sick. I still take meetings, whatever. He does bring me the pot. He brings me all those things. The man, Ron, does call on speakerphone.
You think it's funny. I'm going to curse you out again. Watch when we finish recording. I'm going to curse your ass the fuck out.
The funny part is that I already know Orlando's mad at me. But then this nigga calls right on time. Like,
right on fucking cue.
Hey, Milah, it's Ron from last night. He literally sounds like that. Hey, Milah, it's Ron from last night. Listen, if you know me, I am guaranteed to meet 5 to 7 new friends on any out night. If I'm drunk, I'm going to meet more friends. It doesn't matter if they're male or female. The thing about my drunkenness is it doesn't I might black out and I might become a little
incoherent.
Nigga.
Not coherent.
However, I'm generally carrying on conversations and I'm not a completely different person. I'm fun Milah sober. I'm a fun drunken hot Milah drunk.
Oh yeah.
And I'm equally as friendly. But here's the thing that's for sure, and there's no doubt in my mind. No matter how drunk I am, I'm genuinely not unhappy, and I'm not on the verge of cheating anywhere in the spectrum of my relationship. So drunk or not, if somebody asks me for my number, I'm 100% going to keep it 100.
Can we do a quick pause right here?
Okay.
I just want to ask a question.
Yeah.
Now, with everything you just said, right? Because I want to make sure we're taking in everyone that's listening, I want to make sure we're taking the totality of everything that you just said and what I just explained that I experienced, right? Now, with everything that you just said and who you are, do you still think that's okay?
No.
Okay.
I don't think it's okay. Because if someone called you, a bitch called you on speakerphone and said I would have cursed you out. However, my issue was that I would really like for us to have these conversations. Like, if you pick me up, Orlando knows I black out, right? You know, yeah. I have a bad habit of forgetting shit when I'm drunk. Mm-hmm. I would have liked, and I told you this. You know, we ended up having a conversation a day and a half later. I knew you were mad. I knew you were mad that Ron called me, but I just really would you have liked to start the conversation with yo, I picked you up. I was concerned. You were not really talking, but this nigga says when I picked you up, you were laid out. Period.
No, well,
I was so was I on the floor?
Can I?
I'm concerned now.
Can I have a quick input?
Yeah.
Right? Because I want everybody to understand that when you woke up hungover, right? I went, because I knew you were hungover, I went and started my day, right? Mm-hmm. By the time you're up and active out of bed, you're taking meetings and stuff like that. Still hungover-ish, but you're doing work, getting throughout the day. By the time we get to the point where you're outside of the room, right? Mm-hmm. Now, there's not much time between you get out of the room and then we're on the phone talking about the gas company, then Ron, Rob, whoever fuck calls, right? So I want it to be very clear that this time frame that you're asking about, where I can give you what I can recollect and give you all the information, isn't really there like you think there is.
I think there was ample time for you to tell me, bitch, you were fucked up last night.
No, there was ample time,
but there was
right?
none of
but
that.
I never thought that Rob would fucking show up and then piss me off to the point where I don't even want to talk about any of that. So yes, there's ample time, but by the time we get to the point where you wanted me to tell you, Rob happened.
Ron. So
Rob.
Eventually, I do remember Ron. I can see his short little face. He had glasses. He had curly hair. We were talking about also, the music was being good.
You also accept that this is not okay. This friendly giving out numbers shit is not okay.
Okay, I have two things to say. I do. I feel two different ways about this, honestly. And, Granted, it could be because I don't like rules. However, because we have such a clear line of fucking communication, honest to God, I do think if I can meet a bitch in the bathroom, I can meet a guy in the bathroom, I can exchange Instagrams, I can exchange numbers, and I will tell you, it's not on some... I think we're at the place where we know it's not some sneaky shit.
No, the thing is, you keep thinking that it's about sneaky shit, and the point is, if it's sneaky or not, it's still not
I'm just saying, if you went out and you're like, oh, I met some chick, blah, 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 we had this conversation because you were coherent to discuss it with me, I don't think I would trip if we had the conversation. I would probably initially be like, who the fuck is that, nigga? And then you'd be like, oh, da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Cool. Because that's how we are in our relationship. So I think him calling amplified the fact that you picked me up. You were mad that I was incoherent.
No, that's not what amplified it. Is the fact that he called, right? And then afterwards, you didn't take in consideration that, okay, all of these things just happened. My man picked me up drunk, couldn't really speak, couldn't really walk, right? I don't even really remember.
I don't remember not being able to speak or walk.
Matter of fact, I don't even really remember what happened. But somebody just called me, and he's right there. He knows that I was drunk last night. I know that I was drunk last night. And instead of addressing it, what did you do? You asked about the fucking gas company.
I glazed over it.
You glazed over it.
Because I knew you were already mad.
But no. You assumed I was already mad. And what made me even more upset was that knowing everything that happened, you decided to glaze over it. Which also furthered my frustration is the fact that is a habit of yours. Of glazing over things and not addressing it directly.
I don't like to dwell on conflict very long.
And so this is, like I said, this is a habit of yours. And so because I know how you are and how you like to just brush over things, you don't really want to get into it. That amplified me being pissed off. Not you being drunk. Anybody can get. You can't calculate the amount of liquor to where you can get drunk. So it can happen at any time. Am I annoyed that I had to show up and carry you out of a party?
Carry me out.
Whatever, motherfucker.
I've been carried out of places.
Okay, cool. Was I annoyed? Was I annoyed that I had to escort you out of a party and I had to drive down and do it and then take care of you the next day? Of course, anybody could be annoyed, but you are my queen.
This reminds me of that YouTube or that TikTok couple where he's always carrying her out. The one you're showing.
Oh yeah. What's her name? Samantha or something like that. Get off the bar. But anyway, my point is, those things can cause annoyance. But I was not mad at that. I can understand that. But this avoidance, like the avoidance of like when things can be just spoken about and like spoken about and we can get it out the way. That avoidance really ticks me off.
Okay.
So
I can understand.
Yeah.
That.
So knowing all of that, and on top of that, I felt it was very avoiding to how I feel, because this can easily be a situation that can go left very easily. And if you know that you're innocent in a situation, just addressing it and just getting it out there, I feel like that shows care for somebody else's feelings.
I wasn't prepared to like.
It's not about
be like, well, you hadn't given me much. Here's the thing: you hadn't given me much information about the night before. I knew you're mad, so I didn't want to be like, okay, how fucked up did you find me? At first, I was like, did I get drugged, my nigga? Did I get someone slip something in my drink? That wasn't the angle. He got so pissed. But the truth is, I'm concerned because I do drink pretty heavily and I'm pretty good at maintaining it. So if you pick me up and I'm laid out at the bar, like you say, I'm concerned, and I think that's something you should express to me.
Can I say something to you that I feel like a lot of men find frustrating when they're having discussions that they feel uncomfortable about with their partner? Mm-hmm. We can address what the actual issue is, or the actual issue is for us. And I feel like a lot of times women constantly talk about something else, or we're talking about one thing.
Well, it wasn't about something else, but I did need to understand the environment in which you found me in order to address new things. Because the truth was, after I avoided saying, I don't know who the fuck Ron is, it did start to come back to me. And I was like, Ron is some guy that he knows the good places to go.
Okay, cool. All right, I'm just give me 1 second, right? What does, and this is a genuine question, right? Because I feel like it's been established that I said to you, my issue was you, gave your number out to somebody, right? Mm-hmm. Whether it's platonic or whatever, right? Can we both, will we both agree that under the circumstances, it may have been inappropriate?
What are the circumstances? Me being drunk?
You being drunk and giving your number out.
Okay, would you say that it's always inappropriate for me to give my number to the opposite sex?
Yes.
Okay, even if we've established it's on like something friendly?
How have we upset? Who's we?
Me and the person. Like, oh yeah,
but you don't know that. Like you can. Anybody can say that this is friendly. This is
not to trust people. Even if I'm like,
what
oh yeah,
stop. Hold on. This is literally the age of social media. There is so many different ways that you can be in communication with somebody.
Would have been more acceptable
because there is a line of
intimacy, personalness.
There's a line of personalness to know that this is where we are, right? And
I don't think Ron had an Instagram.
Milah. And so this is what I'm talking about. It's fine that you're joking because this is really what I'm talking about when men are speaking to women about when we're talking about something that makes us feel away. Because the topic, what I said to you, everything that I said, I don't feel a way about. What I said to you that came across as something actually frustrating was you, one, giving out your number for absolutely, honestly, no fucking reason at that. And then two, me saying to you, you knowing that I'm overhearing this conversation of somebody just saying, yeah, I met you last night, you give me your number, knowing that I'm right there, and then doing this whole glazing and talking about something else. So now, knowing that those are the two things that I literally just said that are frustrating, not you being hung over, right? The conversation you want to have is recollecting the night before. And now my question to you is, what does your recollection of the night before have to do with the fact that you still gave out your number when the person called you, you didn't address it right then and there? And that's what I'm saying about. Okay, well, that's what I'm saying is my frustration, okay, but you want to speak about something else. Let me just express
to you that for me, the recollection will begin to paint a picture so that I can maybe piece this together to have better understanding of why and who this person was. And also, I can also admit that when I know you're already mad at me or I feel like you're already mad at me, I am not the type of person. I'm not good at conflict. I'm not good at apologizing. And I'm not good at being told what to do. So
do you think that maybe you should get good at those things?
I'm not countering that. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm saying I'm self-aware enough to know that there are certain things that I don't want to do and I'm not good at, and that's not my wheelhouse, and I'm working on them. And I also know that you trust me.
But my thing is, like, you're not trying to dunk a basketball, my nigga. You don't have to go to practice every day.
Hey,
you can, but
that's not fair. No, everybody has their things that they're good at, and I have functioned in this world for a very long time as a single drunken hot girl with no rules, and so
Milah,
adapting to a relationship that I cohabitate with the fella. It's new for me.
Milah,
if we've been doing this for 2 years or a year and a half in a relationship living together. Mm-hmm. I've done the other shit for 12, 14 years.
No, you haven't. You've been in and out of relationships.
No, so I have not. No, not
for 12, really. 14 years, you've been single, drinking,
for probably fucking 8 of them.
What 8? Name the 8. Name the 8 years.
I can name the 6 I was in a relationship.
What? Name the age.
My baby daddy.
From age
24 to...
No, before that. Y'all were together.
No, but we broke up. We were in high school.
Yeah, but then you were in a bunch of relationships in between that. So you were never at a straight...
Lesbian relationships.
It's still a relationship.
We weren't living together. We weren't living together.
So lesbian relationships are different from men relationships?
They're more intense.
They're more intense. But are they both relationships, right? Just like how giving out your number is the same with giving to women and giving to men.
So if a bitch would have called and said, I gave you my number, you would have been...
I'd have been like, what the fuck are you talking about?
You would have had the same reaction.
Yes, Milah, because you know why? Because the point is, after it happened, you didn't go, oh, this is probably such and such what happened, or I don't remember. What you did was you asked about the fucking fireplace. You were being avoidant.
think you knew I didn't remember. I know you know I don't remember because I don't remember shit.
So then once again, that's just, now you're assuming again because no, that's not what I was thinking.
So you thought that this whole time I totally recollected you picking me up and
I didn't know.
finding me.
I didn't know what to think, but what I knew was
that's why conversations are important so we can know where we're both at. And I'm assuming you're mad at me. You're assuming I remember. And
I didn't say I assume. I don't assume you remembered.
Okay, so you know. So if I didn't say anything, you know, I probably don't remember. And I remember.
No, you keep saying these things. I'm not.
You didn't think either way. You didn't.
No, I didn't think either way. I know what I heard. What I heard was somebody call you and say, "Hey, you gave me your number yesterday from the bar," and then after you get off the phone with this person, you don't address it at all.
I think
that's what I know.
From my answer, I was pretty confused, but I apologized, and I apologized again, and he cursed me out 4 times.
Yeah.
And
I do have one of the curse outs that I want to take back. The one where he said, "Let's have a sensible conversation," and I said, "You lost all privilege to sensible conversation, dickhead." I want to take it back. That was mean. At least I'll take back the dickhead part.
I'm just going to also just put it out there. I'm not really good at having certain conversations and being 100% serious. My face is always going to be a little bit like, what the fuck are you talking about? And I'm also going to unintentionally smile a little bit when someone else is serious.
That fucking snicker. You a snicker.
I can't. I'm working on helping it.
Snickers.
But the yelling, you screaming at me like
I
a
was
madman.
I was so
I'm
mad.
like, this is crazy. How are we gonna solve this with you fucking screaming at me, calling me a dickhead?
Let's bring it back in because I don't want people are gonna hear us argue. But all right, so this is
not an argument.
This is a recollection.
Okay,
so this is where we're at right now, right? We you're getting barked on a lot. You haven't addressed that this person contacted you, and then I
did address it at the point.
At some point. So now we're at the point where you didn't address it yet. I'm barking on you, and we're arguing, and you then find out that it was just you remember the person.
It's Ron. He knows where the parties are at. You know, I can.
Wait. And here's another part of it, right? When you finally get to the point of realizing who it was, you didn't up and come to me and be like, "Hey."
I did.
No, you didn't. You
sat.
No. You sat there on the couch and waited till I came out the room, and then when I came out the room, you said something. And what you said to me was, "I remember who it was. It wasn't even anything like that. He just knows where the good places to go to dance are, and then that's all it was." And I just don't understand why you thought that was going to make me go, "Whoa, babe. Whoa, babe, yes. Oh, I forgive you. I was tripping and wild."
You want me to address it? Now I remembered, so now I'm going to tell you. But that obviously still didn't make you happy because you still didn't speak to me. And I'm just like, this is frustrating. I'm talking to you. You're not saying much. And I need communication.
So
this is exhausting, and this is why I don't like to argue, because I'm going to state the facts. You can state yours. We can compare notes, and then let's move the fuck forward. I apologized. I got drunk. I forgot to eat. It wasn't intentional. And, let's keep it real. You got in a relationship with a drunken hot girl.
Whoa. No. Stop that. Stop that. You're not going to fucking write yourself up because I'm
not writing myself up.
No, because I can go, "Oh, well, you got a relationship with a hoe, so you know what it is already." No, that's not fair. Just because you are that type of person at 35 years old.
The fuck does that mean?
I don't understand what that means, that the drunken hot girl at 35 years old is still a drunken hot girl getting drunk and hot at the fucking parties.
Shit can happen whether you're a drunken hot girl or a sober hot girl or whatever the fuck boy.
And that's the other thing. Shit can happen. So why are you, with knowing that shit can happen, why are you getting that drunk at a party? But that's another story. Now,
I don't think that was my intention.
No, it's not your intention.
You picked me up at 10 o'clock. I was supposed
so you know what time it was.
I don't, but you just said it wasn't that late. I forgot to eat lunch. It can happen, even to the best of us, even to the seasoned ones of us.
You have to understand, right? And this is perspective, right? You are going off about anything can happen. nigga, you were drunk. Anything can happen to
and
you.
I recognize that. I have to be more careful.
So now that is one perspective of fear that sits in somebody's heart.
But let's
from somebody
talk about that. And that's what I invite you to do. It's like, listen, I was concerned about you last night.
Milah?
I'm concerned if I let you go out alone, I'm going to have to worry about X, Y, and Z. Those are conversations that I can contribute to and say, you're right, that's scary. We can have those conversations, but if you say nothing except you found me laying in the middle of the party, that can be vague, and then that's not really saying, hey, this is how I feel.
Sure.
And that was my problem. Say how you feel so I'm not guessing. And so there are things on both ends that I can admit, and that I'm sure you can admit that we could have gone about this situation differently.
Okay.
But I haven't heard you once say, hey, maybe I should have just... Maybe I was angry and I didn't have the capacity to talk about it because then this happened and this happened.
I also did say that. I said that at the time I didn't process everything. The next day you were hungover. Next day I woke up. We both went to bed late. Well, you went to bed because you were drunk. I went to bed late because I was just up and I had nothing else to fucking do.
So you say
but what you're saying to me is you want things to be done in a certain amount of time. And then what I said to you was, well, it didn't process for me.
I want them to be done a certain way. I want to be able to communicate. When you just don't say much and you leave the house to go buy fucking oranges, I think you're mad.
You left the house to go grocery shopping for the crib because we didn't have anything. Now, I'm really enjoying this. I really feel good that we're
getting this out,
expressing this. Well, we've already gotten it out, but expressing this in this type of way, I do feel nice about it. But what I was gonna say was, you're saying all of this, but and you want communication to happen, and which is why I say, if you know that I'm sitting right there, right, and I just overhear this conversation, right, there is a certain amount of care and respect that you have for somebody when you just know, oh shit, I know the situation of me getting drunk last night. I know Orlando just overheard this. Let me address this and get this out the way. And which is why I say, you being the drunken hot girl, you not liking confrontation, you not liking to address things directly because you want to just speak about it and get it out the way, right? Knowing all these things about you, knowing all these things about yourself, me knowing all these things about you, at what point do you go, you know what, I'm going to be better than all of these things in this moment because I know the context of this moment, and because I have enough care and consideration for this person, I'm going to clear this up. And that is solely the only thing that drove me off the wall, because
I really feel like there was points before the next fucking 2 days later where I actively tried to connect with you in ways that you've told me in the past would work. Touching you. Let's talk about this while we're touching.
Oh no, we were well past that.
No, I don't think that's fair. I don't think that's fair. I'm trying.
No,
and
you
for
were.
you to say I wasn't trying.
Oh
that's
no,
not true.
Whoa, wait. I'm not saying you weren't trying. I'm saying that there's a certain point that we got to before the trying started, and I'm saying that
when I think I'm in trouble, I'm just going to give you space.
And how has that worked for you? Because it hasn't.
I'm just saying, it wasn't that much longer after, but I'm trying to talk to you sitting in your lap, and you're like, get the fuck off of me.
No,
I don't really like that. So I'm just going to be like, you need space?
Yes.
Cool.
And I do. No, actually, you know what the funny thing is? This was actually the one time I needed space. This is actually the one time I was like, I really need a second.
I'm the fuck confused now.
No. But usually...
you need space, you don't need space. What the fuck?
No.
Because sometimes I give him space, and he's like, you should have came.
No.
Then I come, you're like, get the fuck away from me.
Milah.
I'm confused.
Milah, the norm is I don't want space. I do want to speak about it, right? But when we get to the point where we could have spoken about something and you choose not to address it now, at that point, we were well past that point for me. And that was my thing. You didn't have the care and consideration to say, yo, I know you just overheard a man calling my phone saying that I gave my number out to him at the bar last night. Let's address this right now. I don't know what happened, but I know I wasn't on no creepy shit. Right? But no, what you did was you assumed, and knowingly, fairly, that I trust you, so you didn't have to address it because you know I I'm not thinking that you're up to anything sus.
And I also knew
right?
you were already mad. Despite what you say, you were already agitated because you picked me up and I was drunk.
And this is another thing that women do that I feel like men don't feel understood about, is that I'm telling you the parts. I'm literally telling you the parts where I am upset, and I'm telling you the parts where I do feel a way, and you're telling me back, well, obviously you were upset at this part. No, I was not. And this when we're talking about communication between men and women, I feel like this is what we need a clear, concise understanding about.
I also know you very well, and I know your temperature 24/7, and I know that you cannot tell me the next morning you woke up and you're totally Gucci with
actually I can, because that's how I feel. And if you're telling me to tell you how I feel, and then in return you're going to tell me, well, I know you, so that's not how you feel, this is how you feel, that's unfair to the person that's telling you how they feel.
So the next morning when I woke up, I tried to cuddle you.
I was not upset with you.
Okay.
The point where you
maybe I'm assuming because that is the programming from my past that would generally have pissed somebody I've been dating off.
Exactly.
And also energetically, I could just feel when your temperature is off. Honestly.
Energetically, maybe you were hungover and your energy reading was off that morning, because the person that's pissed off at you may try to make sure that you felt better the next day. They actually did things to make you feel better the next day, which is why I say your reading is off. And when a man or someone is telling you exactly how you feel, especially when you're in the space of asking them
how they feel,
this is what I'm telling you. And so now I'm also telling you that the point where I felt like you had me fucked up was where you just didn't communicate.
Well, I mean, once you explained that I didn't really acknowledge whatever his name is, calling me Ron, I could admit that I'm sorry that I didn't acknowledge it immediately. I just was processing it for myself because I was still kind of in the dark about what happened. But so that was where my concern and my questions came in, so I can build. You
got a lot of sassiness in this explanation right now. I'm gonna need you to tone it down a bit, because I'm the victim here. You're not going to do anything because I'm the victim here.
You know what? You want to be the victim. I'm going to let you be the victim. I'm sorry. I gave fucking Ron, the man who knows the party, is my fucking number. And I got drunk to oblivion because I was hanging out with fucking Milah. Milah's fucking drinks crazy. And she can't hang with Milah. Shout out to my retreat sister. Listen, to all the women listening, to all the men listening, I think the moral of this story... here we go. And just so, we're not arguing for 45 fucking minutes about something we already argued about.
For 4 days.
I just want to be... I want to be clear that... in relationships, humans are flawed, okay? Mm-hmm. One may not call you back. One may... give Ron their number. One may get too drunk and forget to eat lunch. These are things that could happen because we're human. And I want to just kind of also paint a picture between the type of relationship Orlando and I have, because we are genuinely friends, and we are both friendly ass people. When I say friendly ass people individually and collaboratively.
Yeah.
So, I know, and Orlando knows, I'm not going to fuck around at a bar and then be like, come have a drink. I'm not this stupid, not even drunk. I just want to explain to you the type of relationship we have so that everyone understands the level of trust and understanding that we have.
Yeah.
This is just one instance. I went to Mexico to graduate school. I'm meeting up with some other friends at the airport. I have some time to kill. This is on 2 separate times in Mexico. I pull up to the bar. There's a man sitting across from me. Hey, how are you? Want to take a shot? Sure. Blah, blah, blah. I'm in school. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, here's my Instagram. Oh, you have a man? Yeah, I do have a man. Oh, let me ask you about love. Da-da-da. Okay. Another instance. Totally different trip. I'm in Starbucks. A nice man start talking to me. Oh, I hear you. I see you talking about tantric. Da-da-da. He's kind of cute. Let's take some pictures. Oh, you live here? I can immediately text Orlando and send him the pictures of me and the fine captain and be like, he was flirting with me because I still got it. This is the relationship that we have. Because there are no secrets. Because he has this code to my phone. And we both are in equal understanding and in equal safety of where we stand in our relationship. And that, A, we don't have a lot of space to do any fucking sneaky shit because we have all access to all of our shit. And also, I think we both know and understand neither one of us is seeking to do anything outside of our relationship. So if I hesitate to address something immediately, I felt like I was in trouble. I did. I reverted to
old tactic.
An old tactic from an old relationship, which were most of my relationships, where I have been chronically called overly friendly and super friendly and da-da-da-da-da-da. And those are things that I'm like immediately like, fuck, I'm in trouble. Even when generally that hasn't been the case. I'm just generally a friendly bitch.
This is not about friendliness.
No.
Okay, sorry.
So it is not, it's not about friendliness. But I think there are two sides of this conversation, and I think we have to address both. Yes, because of care and respect, I should have addressed this immediately. I obviously know it's the elephant in the room. But on the other flip side of the coin, I want you to understand that I am also still in ways functioning from a flight or flight response where I am assuming someone is angry with me and then I'm reacting based on my assumption because I have been in numerous relationships where I have behaved like myself in a certain way, and I was attacked for showing up as myself. And when I'm genuinely just showing up friendly or just being a friendly, drunken, hot bitch, that I've been attacked. And so in certain situations, I will revert and just shut down and not say shit because I'm trying to calculate a way to approach this so that you're not screaming at me. And so I think that I should have checked myself and been aware that I'm in a different relationship and we're in a way that I can show up differently. And I have been for some time, not being avoidant and not being like, oh, he's already mad, X, Y, and Z. So these are things that I will and can take into account for future situations like this, so that I'm not reacting in a place of, not reacting to a past partner and not to you. And I can be more aware and kind of set my pride aside and my ego aside, because generally in past relationships, I want to just be like, I'm not doing any fuck shit. Fuck you. Leave me alone. I got drunk. I got hungover. Let's move on. And that's generally my MO. But I also recognize that I'm in a relationship with someone who does treat me with respect and care, and that it requires a different part of me to show up and to address situations differently, and that I need to work on and recognize that, the little girl me and the girl who has shown up in other relationships is not in trouble. So these are things that I'm willing to take in account. And I also can take into account, like, okay, you want to be mad, you want to get it off, you want to fucking call me a dickhead and scream for 20 minutes. I'm going to let you do that, because the old me would be like, who the fuck are you talking to, my nigga? You're screaming your fucking head off and pointing in my face, and I do not like to be pointed at my face. To me, that's fucking fighting words. And so, and I was like, kindly remove those fucking fingers from my face.
Why I don't like getting mad is because you might as well fight me. Because if I get mad at you, you're gonna get to the point where you're gonna want to fight me anyway. So just fight me.
I can. Even at that point, I was just like, I'm gonna let him have his time. I'm gonna leave the house. Let me step back before I sucker punch this nigga. But I just think that for anyone listening to this long ass fucking stupid ass story about me getting drunk on a fucking Sunday night at fucking Mama Shelter. Shout out to Mama Shelter. They had really good music. Shout out to Ron, that poor man.
Don't
Ron.
fucking shout out Ron. You're pushing it. Don't
shout out Ron.
Don't start. Don't.
The point is, I think that in any new relationship, this is not a new relationship. In any relationship,
this motherfucker is the worst.
In any relationship, listen.
Yeah,
listen. In any relationship that you are dealing with someone that is different from maybe your patterns before, where you have to show up different because you are dating someone completely different than your previous patterns, this type of shit is going to come up. And I recognize my patterns in old relationships. I would go out and get blackout drunk and not give a fuck because this is just how I roll. And if I'm going to be in a different relationship and show up differently, it's going to require different parts of me to be exercised, and that's okay. And we both need to be able to express the things in which trigger us, the things in which make us backtrack into old patterns, and to talk about them so that we can be aware of them. But it does require communication, and you're not screaming and all these other things, and me not avoiding. And there are ways in which I think there are things that need to be in place so that we are both able, and both parties are able to disarm.
Yeah.
And pull back all the angers and stresses and all these triggers, and say, like, this is how I'm feeling. And this is where nonviolent communication comes in.
True.
And this is where tantric speech comes in. And this is where healthy communication comes in, because if we don't know how to do it regularly, we damn sure can't do it in conflict. And so there is a process that is required of ourselves and when communicating with other people, that is observing our feelings, identifying our feelings, requesting what we need, and those are things that are not always easy that come to us. Hey, let me figure out how am I feeling? What is that feeling and why? And then what do I need to be at a place of comfort? What do I need to be at a 10? So that we're not doing all of this other shit just to get to here where we want to be. And I think with you, my love, in any of our conflicts, we are generally very healthy lovers. We're generally pretty healthy friends. We generally don't have a lot of conflict. But when conflicts erupt, it is very important that we have a formula that gets us back to the basics. And the basic, and you can agree or disagree, is that even that whole 36 hours, I want to be close to you.
Yeah.
I want to touch you. I want to love you. I want to, even when you're pissing me off and calling me a dickhead and shit, I still want to watch a movie.
I mean, but you also got to understand that I do too, but I'm upset. And so it even makes it hard to speak calmly to you because I am so upset. And it's not a lot of times that my emotions get the best of me to where I'm so out of control that I can't just speak regular or I can't just hold it down. This was one of the few times because I felt like when things are very blatant for me, it sets me off the edge because now it's like I know and you know that you're doing this blatantly. We are both aware of this, and that's what
it wasn't so blatant for me because I just thought you're angry, and I'm just gonna.
I mean, in the sense of you're not addressing this, and when we both know I overheard this. So that's what I feel like.
And then for me, when someone starts to become disrespectful and doing a lot of this, that's when I start to be like, okay, now.
Well, I can. Trust me,
have lost your shit.
I am not disagreeing with you, but what I'm saying is,
I have a history of verbal abuse and disrespect. And because of that, I am easily, even when I'm in the wrong, if someone has to address it by disrespecting me, it can easily make me revert and turn up. And I don't want that for either one of us.
Well, I give it to you because you are much stronger than me in this situation to be able to go, you know what? He's doing something that generally would really set me off, and I'm gonna hold it down. Wrong or right? I'm not even including if it was wrong or right.
Me a dickhead.
No, I shouldn't have called you a dickhead. But then the New York in me came out. But I take that. I take that back. And I
the
apologize
name calling is
unnecessary. But name calling is kind of crazy. That New York in me came out real.
Because if you would have called me a bitch, I would have
Well, that's how I know I'm good because I called you everything but a bitch. So that's how I know my name call is still on point. That's
because I'll slap the shit out of you.
No, that's not even it.
Okay, I don't condone violence. But I could revert.
But the point is saying that also this is how I have acted when I've gotten angry in past relationships. So I do give it to you for being stronger and being strong enough to go, you know what, regardless of right or wrong, that you are still going to hold it down in a way and take leadership in restoring our normalcy in our relationship by trying to connect, by speaking calmly, by reaching over and trying to touch me and trying to speak to me. And I'll be honest with you, love you so much that even when I was so angry at you, as you're coming over to try and walk to me and try to touch me and try to hold me or just try to speak to me calmly, I felt myself like starting to smile and starting to like feel better. But I was just so, it was like
you want to be mad. I could see you.
It was pushing against each other. It was like, you want to smile, nigga. You like that she's apologetic. You like that she's taking accountability.
He loves it.
He's
my
but
baby.
I was so.
He wants to be mad and wants to be spoiled.
No,
and
I want to be understood.
He wants to throw a tantrum and he wants me to come be like, come here, baby. Let me beg you.
I'm
I'm okay with that. But I'm only okay with it for so long.
But you know, but the thing,
maybe 9 to 12
the thing
minutes.
about it is, yes, I do love that. I do love the whole like it's gonna be okay. Let me hold you and touch you. But what you in that moment, I had to stay strong and stay away from that because you were not getting it. And now I understand.
I was trying.
No. You couldn't have got it anyway because I was doing a lot of yelling, right? But that was where I was standing at the point. I was like, yo, she still doesn't really truly get why I'm upset. It's the really...
But I needed you to be like, I didn't like that you didn't say shit. And then I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah,
I understand that. Okay, I didn't even recognize that I didn't really address it immediately. I felt like I addressed it within 5 minutes. And I also didn't think I did anything wrong because I know that I wasn't giving out my number in a malicious way.
But that's... Oh, wait. And that's the thing. Malicious, like intent and action really matter, not for you, for the other person. Intent and action matters for everybody else.
My friend,
huh?
I think everybody wants to be my friend,
and that's the problem. You think everybody wants to be your friend. You don't actually know what everybody else is thinking.
Well, let's keep it real. I'm sexy, you know.
Stop.
What?
Stop. That's not because that's not the point. Like what? No. What I'm saying to hold on. What I'm truly saying to you is right, and I mean this not in a disrespectful way. You don't have a sense of discernment. You don't understand that there's a certain level of like context and situation for you to be in, for shit to be okay. And then there's a level of context and situation for you to be in, for you to say, you know what, let me not.
Okay, well, let's have a. Oh, I thought you were done. Sorry.
And so that's.
Well, probably not shit-faced drunk. No, I don't.
No, that's not the point, Milah. It's not the point because
I do have a level of discernment.
No, this has happened in a sense of. And not, definitely not to the level of the whole shift face drunk, but it's happened to a sense of when you were sober. And so when there's sobriety, when there's no drinks involved, right? So there's a level of what certain things can happen when certain other factors are applied to it. Well, so this is why I feel like discernment needs to be stronger, whether you're blacked out drunk or whatever the fucking case is. When your sense of discernment is strong within yourself, it doesn't matter whatever factors are around. And so when you have a strong sense of discernment and understanding, I do truly feel and believe that regardless of your situation, you're not going to go down certain paths because you know, like, yo, this isn't the time and place for me to be doing this. This is not the time and place for me to be giving my number out.
Well, I would like to... I think that I'm happy to have this conversation because I've given in a relationship in both those situations in Mexico talking to men. I will gladly give someone if I think we're whatever. Like it's not. I'm not thinking. I think the problem is what you're saying is that I'm generally thinking, oh, this is platonic. I'm being friendly. You're going to go to my Instagram. You're going to immediately see that I'm in a relationship. If we have not even already discussed it, it's not a secret. And I do want to normalize that women can have platonic male friendships.
Of course.
And I know you know that. So I just think that it is insightful to have this conversation, to know that you think a number is more intimate than an Instagram exchange, which I understand. And I understand your overall, I understand your perspective. And I also want you to understand, and this is what I was saying, is that because we have such a strong level of communication and trust, even in that circumstance, I probably I should have addressed it sooner, but I genuinely know that I'm not out here.
Cool.
On no fuck shit.
And that's perfectly fair. But imagine if somebody is sitting there under the perception of, I know my girl is transparent with me, tells me everything. As soon as we go out, as soon as anything happens, I know about it, right?
But then I ignore this.
But then I don't know about this, and then you also ignore it.
Okay, I understand. I understand it.
I
panicked because I'm like,
but then,
I'm gonna get fucking really cursed out now.
Yeah, and then you panicked as if you were in a different type of relationship instead of addressing like,
that is what's important. I reverted because I am used to being in trouble all the time for being friendly in a lot of relationships, in most of relationships that I've been in. And so I want you to also understand, and for men listening, especially women who have been shamed and judged and been, and a lot of times, unfortunately, been subject to narcissistic and gaslighting fucking niggas, men that have, made them feel guilty about things that may have been innocent. This is something that may come up even when you're trying to be a stand-up, healthy guy, that a woman may react in a way that seems sneaky just because they are used to reacting in a way that seems sneaky, and they're used to defending themselves, and they're used to being in trouble. And so I think the conversation that we're having is literally, how do we recognize those things, check those things, and in both parties, and then move past them so that we can better problem solve and have conflict resolution in a way that is independent of past experiences. Yeah. And for a fact, we don't fight a lot, and inevitably we live together. We're going to get on each other's fucking nerves. But there have been, in the beginning of our relationship, there have been other times in which we started to have conflict because living on different coasts, that wasn't the thing really. Mm-hmm. That there was a time, even without my background in tantra, even without my background in understanding trauma response, where you yelled at me and I completely shut down. Yeah. Like, it wasn't even voluntary. I involuntarily lost my ability to speak and to respond, because that is where I was at that time because of the experiences that I've had. And so it does require, when even if you say, like, I was in a 5-year plus relationship with someone who was abusive. The aftermath of that relationship has been so deeply ingrained in me that in ways I had no fucking idea. They've showed up in my life and in this relationship in ways that I was totally, because I'm someone who I think I'm pretty good at compartmentalizing, I was unaware that I was holding on to behaviors that no longer serve me, simply because I was conditioned in a way to defend myself. And it's post-traumatic baby daddy disorder. It is. That's a chapter in my book.
You gotta switch that because it's a different pocket. It's post-traumatic relationship disorder.
It's post-traumatic.
PTRD.
It's post-traumatic negative relationship disorder.
PTNRD.
If you've had a relationship that has been abusive or any of these things, you literally have to shift the way you show up and the way you and like that's the thing, the muscle we're exercising, and that is the thing we're not talking about. And unfortunately, for a nice gentleman like Orlando, or any nice gentleman who is showing up, even in an intelligent young lady's life like myself, who's self-aware
and sexy,
these are things that you have to understand that will come up, and vice versa. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I think it shows up differently for you because you're a man and you're not generally getting in trouble, but you've also probably been chewed out for being a friendly ass nigga, including by me, because nigga, you are too friendly sometimes, and you do dumb shit, and you have done dumb shit, and then you're like, oh, you're right, it's stupid. Yeah, nigga, I know, but sometimes it requires for you to step outside of yourself to recognize, oh, I'm in a different relationship. Oh, this person does require a different level of care and respect. Oh, I'm not usually used to showing up in this way because I'm used to this resulting in this, and that. And communicating that to one another so that we can get from point A to point C and get past the conflict because we recognize that we are both maybe reacting in a way that is more appropriate for a past relationship and not the one that we're currently in.
Yeah. I agree with everything you just said 1,000%.
So there you go. There is a 1 hour post argument about me getting drunk and hot wasted at Mama's shelter girl. And meeting fucking Ron.
Who will never be shouted out in this podcast. He's probably never going to be named again. Actually, y'all need to delete each other's numbers and never be in contact with each other.
I never saved Ron's number, babe, but he does know where the parties are.
I don't give a fuck where. You don't need to party right now. Okay. You need to chill.
And then what's even more confusing is 2 days later, he's like, "You want to take a shot of Hennessy?" I'm like, "He's fucking."
In the comfort of your own fucking home,
joking.
Milah.
I'm just joking.
Stop fucking with me.
Stop fucking with me. Try and call me a dickhead again and see what happens.
I'm not going to try it again.
Hopefully we haven't annoyed the fuck out of everybody listening.
I don't think so. Oh, wait. I do want to say something because like you said, after an hour of listening to us go back and forth about recapping our own arguments, I do want them to actually take something away from this, right?
I hope that it gave
no, and I think
actionable tools.
Well, I was gonna say, I think I know how. One thing that we truly did after we were realizing, like, we were getting like bickering type arguments, not like full blown arguments, but it was just like a little bit of like back and forth, too much. We came up with a way. We came up with a way of figuring out. How can we ease back into the normalcy of our relationship if we are in an argumentative type energy? Without
holding grudges? Because I'm not good at that. Because you've called me a dickhead and I want to slap the shit out of you.
So now, I want to tell the people that what some of the ways that we came up with, which was, well, you said one was holding grudges. Not holding grudges.
Well, how do you do that? Do you have some like magical
answers? No, I was going to say the things that we do, like we touch each other. Like we agreed to touch.
Even when I try to fucking touch you and you push me off.
Milah.
Sorry.
Tantric speech.
So some of the things that automatically activate the parasympathetic nervous system.
I wasn't going to go very scientific with it. I was just going to say about what we did. What we do.
This is it's scientific.
Okay, cool.
But most of us don't know the science behind it, so I'm just going to share.
All right, go ahead.
Activating the parasympathetic nervous system, you're going to hear me say this a lot because this is just facts, is that...
What is the parasympathetic nervous system so people know?
The parasympathetic nervous system is the nervous system that is activated when you're in rest and digest. You're safe. If you're fucking, if you're eating, if you're sleeping, your body knows you're safe. If you are in your fight or flight mode, you are in your sympathetic nervous system. But there are ways that you can automatically activate that rest and digest.
Activate the parasympathetic.
Yes.
So parasympathetic is rest, digest, relaxation, pleasure, right? All of these things.
This is going to get a little complex, but this is also important. Parasympathetic is also your freeze. And this is important because we usually freeze in a traumatic response. But your body is going into parasympathetic because it's leaving your body. Mm-hmm. You're blanking out. So you're frozen. You're not feeling shit. And this is where you really have to be careful of that freeze mode because it can become so normalized because your body cannot process what's happening. And so you just blank out. However, if you're in flight or fight, you're in defense. You're about to fight or run. And so the things that we do... Mm-hmm. Or that people and couples should try and do, or even when you're alone, to activate the thing in your nervous system that tells your brain that you're safe, is make eye contact.
Oh, yes, that's true.
So eye contact. So if someone's having a fucking nervous, a panic attack, you're gonna be like, "Hey, look at me. Hey, look at me. Make eye contact." Deep breaths, synchronizing your breath, being conscious of that. And also soothing sounds to your inner ear. So if I'm talking lightly to you and I'm talking closely to your ear and I'm saying, "Hey, Orlando," and I'm looking at you and then I'm touching you, touching, eye contact, and soothing sounds to your inner ear. So if you're alone, you can literally do Milah moans and be like, ah, which comes from a scientifically fucking backed
spiritual lineage.
No, this is not spiritual lineage. This is from this bitch named Carla Tara. Literally, a white woman, a nice white woman named Carla Tara has coined and trademarked the term ocean breathing.
Oh, you're talking about the ocean breathing.
Ocean breathing,
yeah, okay.
which is opening your mouth. So if you're alone, it's soothing sounds to your inner ear. But if you're with somebody else and you're moaning, it's evoking sounds of pleasure, which is telling your brain, I'm safe. I can come down. It's making eye contact. It's disarming. So if we are actively disarming our defense systems, then we can connect. Because now I'm not like, fuck you, nigga. You think I'm a drunken bitch. You're mad at me. You're yelling at me. I'm disarming my body from that defense system as I am doing it to you because you're angry, and now you're like, let me look at her. Let me connect with her as a human. Let me feel her. Let me touch her. Let us breathe together. Let us activate our parasympathetic nervous systems with soothing sounds of the inner ear. Maybe you're speaking to me gently and you're not yelling. And those are things in relationships. Those are actionable, tools that you can use to connect so that you can come back from reconnect to come back from the anger, to come back from the disrespect, to come back from whatever the conflict is. And those are simple ass things that we can all use, but we're not really, we don't know the science, so we don't use the tools. But when you know better, you can do better.
That is like it's like a foreplay to problem solving, right? Because it's the beginning part, like the eye gazing, the breathing, the soft tone of voice, and the touching is like, okay, now that we're here, now we could begin to communicate. Now we can begin to go back on the path of normalcy in our relationship. And I think that
it's a polyvagal theory.
Okay, well, what is a polyvagal theory? Because you're throwing out a lot of big sciencey words.
I'm just saying the polyvagal theory is the theory that you can activate. You can do things physically that activate your parasympathetic nervous system versus like
waiting for an emotional traumatic response to come up. You can be in control of activating that nervous system to re-regulate your energy.
Because most of us are unaware of it. We lack the tools to be A, mindful of our nervous systems, and B, know what to do when these things trigger us. Yeah. So A, if I can be like, oh, I feel like my body is like, my breath is getting shallow, my heart is beating really fast, I can be aware that is my dorsal, my primitive defensive nervous system coming up versus the ventral.
Yeah.
So
can I get a fist bump on that? I think we bodied that explanation. I love you. That was really good.
And the truth is, the fucked up part is, we are all supposed to be learning how to activate that part. We are all supposed to be learning how, as adults, living in peace, living in connection, living in harmony. But we're so on defense, even in our relationships, even with our partners, that we don't have the tools to recognize it in ourselves when our nervous system starts to sway in a traumatic response from like a past relationship or a past, whatever the fuck, trespass. And so these are, just ways that we can kind of be aware of it so that.
These are just really helpful tools. And,
even if they don't work.
Well, I think.
Because you know what? At the end of the fight, when you were still going off and I was like over it, when I was like, listen, I am sorry. I do recognize how that would have pissed me off, and if the shoe was on the other foot. And I really did want to just come sit on top of you and like straddle you and love you. And a part of me wanted to resist from doing that and be like, fuck you, I'm leaving. I got to go do the rest of what I got to do. Like, I'm going to sit here, I'm going to listen, and then I'm going to leave. But the part of me that craved connection and touch, I think eventually, after you fucking screamed for 5 minutes, it came down and you wanted the same thing. Yeah. And a lot of times those parts of us are trying to connect, but our egos are like, I'm out. And I allowed consciously for that part to come out. And then I sat on you and you accepted, you know. But I think a lot of times we are so heavily in our defense systems that we let the defense and the ego overpower our need and our want to just reconnect with our lovers. And so we're unable to disarm and able to get back to that place.
But that's why I think that when you said that even if that they don't work is incorrect, I think that they always do work, right?
What?
Like staring into somebody's eyes, breathing with them,
they do.
touching them, and then speaking to them in a soft tone. When one person or both people are so crazy irate, always does work, because it's meant to put you in a space to start the conversation of healing. So if you both, because when you did it, you did it in this situation, and I wasn't with it, right? which is very honest. Like, this is one of the moments,
which is like something very difficult for me. This is not necessarily my MO.
This
is me learning while I'm practicing.
We're learning on the job, and which I can even understand with somebody that does it normally. It can be frustrating.
It can be hard.
Continue, to do that
even
while somebody's
with all this
not
knowledge
doing it.
And training that I have.
Right.
I still see where I want to smirk and tell this nigga to shut the fuck up and walk away.
And
that's how you know it's a practice.
Right. To keep on doing.
It is.
So I say that to say that it works, because if you both do it, if you both are in this space doing exactly what you just said, eye gaze, breathing, soft tone, touching, then you are able to easily activate the conversation. You're able to easily get into the space of communication and then into the space of healing. Now, if neither of you do it, or only one person does it, it becomes very hard to get back into that space of healing and communication. And what this does isn't an answer. It's a tool to help you get to the answer. It's a tool to help you start the conversation to get you there.
You can't start the conversation if you're still... Even me, like, my jaw tightens and tenses, and I'm like, My negative thoughts and talk are like, shut the fuck up. Yep. And I feel it happening, and I have to always actively be fighting against the ego. And sometimes I don't agree with everything this motherfucker is saying, whatever. And then there's points where, like, oh shit, I could have addressed this sooner. I know this is like, that was an awkward time, but it allows me, like, this is the thing about Tantra, is that once you start to plant the seeds of it, even in these conversations, it will always show up. And you will always see the other side. So it requires that you first plant the seeds, but then once you start to allow them to do the work, it's up to you if you're going to take the lessons. You are going to recognize next time you're in an argument and you feel the ways that I have felt, where I'm like, shut the fuck up. And my jaw is tightened and I want to just smirk a little and say, okay, and leave. And then there's a part of me that's like, okay, stop doing that. Listen, be compassionate. And this is the worst part, because I'm like, oh my God, am I not a compassionate person?
Not really.
Not innate. I mean, innately I am, but my defense systems have kind of covered that up. So it does require for me to get back to this level of compassion where I care, even about someone I love. It requires me to use it, because I don't want to care. I want to say, shut the fuck up. Even though this is my man of, 3 years that I love, and I know we're in it for the long haul, I'm still challenged all the time to be like, and compassion, and understanding, and did you fuck up? How could you have dealt with this better? But those are things that only show up when I allow them, and when I allow my defense systems to come up, and that's literally the only way to resolution.
Yeah. I have one final thing to say to you about this.
Okay.
I love you.
I love you too. I'm sorry.
Nah, you're good, baby. I love you. I know Oh, yeah, nah, I don't got the shit to say. I love you. I want to send some energy to you, and that energy is nothing but unconditional, pure love.
And vice versa. And thank you for being patient with me. It probably won't be the last time that I get blackout drunk. I'm just being honest.
It's not going to be the last time I'm going to carry you out of a party.
You didn't carry me out. I need you to be more clear about like the way never mind. But yeah, just I love you.
I love you too. Listen, you. Oh, wait. Like, we're still figuring out how the direction of this. I am. Wait, do we do our outros now?
Oh, okay.
I'm trying to get my direction and like, woo! We ended the podcast. We are no longer arguing. And follow me at.
We didn't walk into this arguing, but you can follow me at Milah with an H _map.
Yeah, I am at WH_Orlando Roye. Together we are Jamlando, aka Hoochie Mom and Dad, and that's where you can follow us on socials at Hoochie Mom and Dad. You know how to spell Hoochie nasty, and it's Mom A&D.
Yeah,
Mom and Dad. You know who we are.
Yeah.
Listen, follow us there. We're going to get everything together, YouTube, socials, and then we're going to explain all of those things every episode. Do all the things. Podcasts have been out for years now. Y'all know what it is, all right? You may not have an argument, resolution, or love like ours, but you can have a love like this. We love you.
The resolution can be like this.
Okay, fine. Bye.
But la like this.